Welcome to List of 13. I'm Megan.
And I'm Rob. Thanks for watching. We make lists on various topics, find 13 awesome facts, and present them to you.
If you have tristodectophobia, this video may not be for you. Otherwise, enjoy the list. There is a phenomenon in the automotive industry that you may or may not be aware of. It is called rebadging. In other words, a manufacturer creates a distinct automobile by applying a new badge, brand, or logo to an existing product line. This can also be called rebranding and badge engineering. These cars in this list will include those sold in the United States, meaning the Chevrolet Forester, which is actually a Subaru Forester with a Chevy nameplate, will not be included because it is sold in India. At the same time, the Toyota 86, Subaru BRZ, and Scion FRS were designed in a partnership between Subaru and Toyota. These cars will not be included either. Today we present to you What's in a Name? 13 Rebadged Cars, Volume 2.
Number 1. The Geo and Chevy Metros were in fact clones of the Suzuki Swift.
You know, for whatever reason, until right now, I didn't realize that it was also called a Chevy Metro. I just remember the Geo Metro, but I guess they're all the same thing.
They're exactly the same thing. I can't remember the year, but General Motors decided to drop the name Geo from their lineup, and so it became the Chevy Metro.
Number 2, the Chrysler Crossfire was cooler than most Chryslers of its time, and it was in fact a Mercedes-Benz SLK 320.
As far as Chrysler vehicles go, I think that is really probably one of my favorites.
Well, it's hard for it not to be when it's a Mercedes-Benz.
True. Number 3, the Chrysler Conquest was a cool little car that talked to you, something pretty unusual for the 80s. However, the car was actually the same thing as the Mitsubishi Starion.
Both of those cars have some odd names. Number 4, although they look a little more different than most on this list, the Ford Probe is a twin of the Mazda MX-6.
And the thing is, I think Probe was a really stupid name, but for a little car, most of them being 4 cylinders, they did kind of have some power and they were kind of fun to drive.
Yeah, I think the Ford Probe is cool, and actually when I look at both of them, I can see that they're the same car.
Even though one has composite headlights and one has the flip-up headlights.
Right, flip-up headlights are always cooler, until they break, and then the car always looks like it's awake.
Number 5, the Buick Encore looks ridiculous. So does the Opel Mocha, since they're the same thing. We will say though, the Opel does look just a little bit cooler.
I like Mocha. It sounds better than an Encore. And really, I think most of the Buick SUVs just look like really bloated roller skates. They just get a little wider, a little longer, a little more odd looking the bigger they get.
Well, the Opel doesn't look all that much different except for the front fascia, so.
It just looks cooler to me. And it's not a Buick, so.
Right.
Number 6. If you're driving a Jeep Renegade, you're not actually driving a Jeep at all. It's really a Fiat 500X.
So that means that all the problems that come along with a Fiat are also there in the Jeep. Remember kids, Fiat stands for
Fix it again, Tony.
We want to thank you again and tell you how much it means for you to watch this video.
We would really appreciate if you would do some things to help our channel grow and reach more people.
We would be so grateful for you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, ring the bell, and share this video with your friends. As a result, YouTube will share our video with more people.
Number 7. These two cars look a little bit different also, but the Geo Storm is actually an Isuzu Impulse.
I don't know whoever allowed people to name cars at Geo and Isuzu, but perhaps that's why they're not around anymore. Number 8. Mazda gave Ford the Probe, but their relationship went both ways. The Mazda Tribute is in reality a Ford Escape.
Kinda silly, but I think that the Mazda ends up looking a little bit better.
I agree.
Number 9. Did you know the latest generation of Pontiac GTO is from Down Under? It was a rebadged Holden Monero.
I really kind of like how the GTO looks today, as I've always thought it was a really cool car regardless of when or where it's been manufactured. But it is really interesting. The most modern GTOs come all the way from Australia. Number 10. The Dodge Ram ProMaster is really a Fiat Ducato.
So that whole thing I said about Fiat, again, would be applicable to this van. Number 11. The Toyota Yaris and Scion IA were both sold at Toyota dealerships, but were both in reality a Mazda 2.
Zoom, zoom.
Not so much for this model, but yes.
Number 12. The Chevy Aveo was never actually a GM vehicle. It was, in fact, a Daewoo Kalos.
I remember times that I was selling cars, there were people that were interested in a Chevy Aveo, and what I told them would probably be a better idea if they wanted a Korean car was to go for one with a 100,000-mile warranty, meaning Kia or Hyundai.
Makes sense. Those are good warranties. I literally bought 2 Kias just for that reason.
And number 13, if you weren't around in the late 80s or early 90s, you probably haven't seen this one, as they were made as pretty disposable cars, so there aren't really any around anymore. But the Chevy Spectrum was actually an Isuzu Gemini.
There we go with another silly sounding Isuzu car name.
True.
We hope you enjoyed this list of 13 rebadged cars.
Tell us in the comments which car surprised you most, or which car is your favorite.
Or if you've owned one of these gems. Thanks again for watching.
If you have an idea for a new video, tell us in the comments. We'll mention you if we do it.
We hope you have an awesome day.
And please be kind to each other.